Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So from today onwards, we'll be starting the JS fundamentals. As I have already uploaded the introduction part of the JavaScript, you all can see in the playlist. But from today, we'll be starting the JS fundamentals. Now, what we are going to learn in this JS fundamentals is some concept about variables, loops, logical operators, functions, arrow functions, switch statements, and all those stuffs. So let's start. So the first thing which comes in our mind is whenever we start writing the HTML tag, we have to link the JavaScript first. Okay, so there are three ways by which we can link the JavaScript with the HTML tag. So the first one is inline JavaScript, second one is internal JavaScript, and the third one is external JavaScript. By the way, so these two ways can be linked with HTML tag with the help of script tag. Okay, so let's see how we can link this. Okay, so the first way through which we can link the JavaScript with the HTML is like this. Okay, so I have created a button. There's an on click, like while I press on the click me, it will show the alert hello world. Okay, so let's just check. So okay, so it's already live. Let me see. Okay, so if I click on click me, it shows that hello world. Okay, so it's working fine. So now let's move to second way, which is internal JavaScript. So the second way by which we can link the JavaScript with the HTML tag is by using the script tag. Inside the script tag, I have written a simple function which is returning the alert hello world. And when I click on the button, it will call the function which I have declared inside the script tag. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so if I click on click me, okay, so it's showing that hello world, means we have seen that how internal JavaScript is working. Now it's time to see the external JavaScript. Okay, so to see the external JavaScript how it is working, I'll be making an index file, index.js. Okay, so press enter. Now what I'll be doing is I'll create a function this greet and declare inside this. Okay, so it's done. Now with the help of src, inside that script tag I have to give the source file from where the script is taking. Okay, so I'll be giving that index.html, basically the path of this index.js. Okay, so it's done. So whenever I click on that click button, okay, so it will call the greet method, and from where it's calling the greet method, so it will see in the source file which is index.js. It will go here and call the greet method. So let's see in document, when we click on greet method, it's saying that hello world. Okay, so from here we have learned that the inline JavaScript, the internal JavaScript, and the external JavaScript, how we can link this. Okay, so let's move forward. So one thing to be noted here is this script tag cannot have both src attribute and code inside. Let me show you what I'm trying to say is, so let's say if you have noticed that, so by performing the internal JavaScript, what we have done is we have written a function inside it. So on the same way, let me write alert and let me write this as hello world. Now okay, so let me write it as 2. So if I save this, so what do you think what will happen? So let's go to the browser and let's click on click me. So it shows that hello world, means that it has ignored the script this hello world 2. So till we want to perform this, then what we can do is, let me remove from here alert hello world and let me create another script tag and let me write this here. Okay, so let's save it. So let me delete. Okay, so we can see that hello world 2 is here, and if we click on click me, it's showing that hello world. Okay, so if forcefully, if we want to make the script work like inside that script, so we can separate it as same I have written, but it can be like the script tag can't have both src attribute and the code inside, means the src attribute and the code inside this cannot be work, but it can be split into two script to work. We have splitted this script to make it work. Now let's move to next concept, which is comments. So it is very basic that I have written also. So if you want to perform the single comment, so the shortcut is Ctrl+/. Okay, so here is a small mistake, like while writing the notes. So for multi-line comments, the shortcut is Alt+Shift+A. So you all can see that in the function, if I select it and if I press Alt+Shift+A, it performs the multi-line comments. If we want to uncomment, then press the same, and if you perform the single comment, then Ctrl/. Okay, so I hope this is clear. So now let's move to next concept, which is use of strict mode. Okay, so strict mode, what actually strict mode is? So strict mode is a special directive that tells the JavaScript engine to run the code in a stricter way. What is the use of this? So basically it helps to catch some common mistakes and make the code faster. So let's see practically how strict mode is working and what's the use of this. So let's read one more point, that strict mode, like use strict directive, should be at the top of your script. Like when we are writing the JavaScript, it should be at the top. Now let's move and see practically how it's working. So we have to declare the use strict at the top of our strict. Now let me perform one thing. Like if I use to declare the variable name is equals to, so let me print console.log name, so it will work fine. Let me see here this document. So what is the shortcut for opening the console is Control Shift I, as I have already told in the introduction part. So you all can see that the name is seen here as Om Verma, like it has printed. Now let me move here. Okay, I'll be explaining why this name is deprecated. So just wait for a few seconds. So let me comment this, and also comment this. Okay, so let me write name is equals to Om Verma, and let me print as console.log, write it as name. Okay, so you all will notice that the use of strict mode is if we declare the name, like if we declare it and then we define it, like assign the value and print on console, it will perfectly work fine. Okay, so what if we do not declare it? So what use strict mode will do is it will give us error that the name is not declared and still we are using it. So let's see in the console. Okay, so let's reload it. Okay, still you all can see that the Om Verma, it is printing. Why it is happening? So now here here comes that why it's crossed. It's because in the window browser the name is already been predefined, like the declaration was marked as deprecated here because the name is already defined somewhere in the backend. So let me do one thing. Let me comment it and let me uncomment this. Okay, so after I uncomment, let me change the name slightly as E, and let me change it as E. So name is equals to Om Verma. Let me move. Okay, so if I click on okay, so if I reload it, it will work fine. Okay, so it is showing that Om Verma. Now let me comment it, and if I again uncomment it, and let me change the name here also as double E, and here also double E. Now what do you think, what will happen? So let me open the document. So you all can see that name is not defined. So this is the use of strict mode. As I have already written here is, it helps to catch common mistakes and make your code faster. So it is the common mistakes that if I remove this use strict and let me save it again and let me run this, so you all can see that the Om Verma, it is printing. But while using the use strict mode, if I do not declare the name and console it, so it will not work fine because I have not declared it. And if I declared it, then it will run fine. So I hope the use strict mode is also clear to you. Okay, so now let's see what variables are. So there are three ways of variable declaration in JavaScript. So the first one is var, second one is let, and the third one is const. But among them, let is the most frequently used and most commonly used in JavaScript. We use very frequently. So now let's see one by one. So what actually var is. Now, whenever you will be facing the interview, so the most common questions or very frequent questions asked by interview is what is the difference, or where to use, why it is necessary to use let instead of var, or where to use const instead of let, whom to give the most priority while declaring the variables. So these things should be crystal clear whenever you will be asked. So the first point for var is we'll be covering the var first. So the first point for var is var has no block scope. What it means, just listen very carefully. Variables declared with var, okay, are either function scoped, remember this thing, or global scoped, remember this thing also. So var are either function scoped or global scoped. Let's verify it. Okay, so after commenting, what I'm going to write here is if true, then alert temp. So what do you think? Like, as we already know that we have declared the temp variable inside this block scope. So after this block scope, if we are trying to access temp, it should not be accessed. Okay, so let's see what happens. Okay, so if I open this document, if I reload it, you all can see that this is giving me hello. It means that the temp can be accessible like after this block scope ends. Okay, so where can be accessed. What if I remove it and do it let? Okay, so let me do it. So let me reload this. Okay, so it's not printing the alert statement. So let me see in the console what is this printing. Okay, so you all can see here is temp is not defined, because if we try to access the temp variable outside the block scope, then it is not allowed. But if we try to access the temp variable outside the block scope, then it will be accessible. So you all can see that it prints the alert statement, says hello. Okay, so now let's move forward. So now let's move to another code, which is this. Let me comment this first. So what is the shortcut for multi-line comment? Alt Shift A. What actually the function say hi is doing. So if I call say hi, so what it is doing, if true, it's always true. It will go inside phrase, initialize it as hello, and then show the alert notification and use the variable phrase. Okay, so it will print hello. Now say hi, it means that where is accessed, like declared inside this block scope. So we have seen that we can access the phrase outside the block scope. Okay, so it should show alert hello, and after this function call again I'm using this phrase, so it's normal, it will show again hello, but there is a catch. So let me reload it. You all can see that. So once if I call this say hi, so it will go inside the function and initialize the phrase as hello, and then it will show the alert. Now next, when the code execution will reach here alert phrase, then what it should do. Okay, so okay, then phrase is not defined. Okay, so it means that this phrase outside that function is not able to access it phrase. Okay, so let's see one thing. So when I have explained this part, so what I have told you, just remember function scope. So variables declared with var are either function scope or global scoped. It means that if it is function scoped, then it means that we cannot use the phrase which is declared with the use of var keyword outside the function scope. It means inside the function scope, if there is one more block or block scope, then it's fine, we can use the phrase which is declared with the use of var keyword. But outside the function scope, it's not possible to access the var keyword. Okay, so from this statement you have learned that the variables declared with var are either function scoped or global scope. Now let's see the second point, which is var tolerates redeclaration. Okay, so let's read the point. So with var, we can redeclare a variable any number of times. If we use a var with an already declared variable, then it's just ignored. It means that once we have declared a variable var name is equals to om, and then we again declare the same thing var name is equals to prem, then it will ignore om and take the prem. Okay, so now if we declare the same variable with let twice in the same scope, then it serves like it shows error. So let's verify it. Okay, so let me comment this. So what is the shortcut for comment? Shift alt. So now let's see. So let me declare first var name double e is equals to om varma. Why this double e? I have already explained you. Now again I will be declaring name double e is equals to, okay, so now I'll be making it as alert name. So what it will print? Okay, so it will not show the error because var allows you to redeclare the same variable, but what value it will take? It will take the this value prem varma. So let me show you. Okay, so you all can see here prem varma is shown. Okay, so now this point is clear, like where we can redeclare a variable any number of times, but if we use var with an already declared variable, then it's just ignored. It means that we can use the var with an already declared variable, which is name, which is already declared, then the previous declared value will be ignored and the recent one will be taken. Okay, so let's do it with the let keyword. So let me do this. Okay, so let, now what will happen? Alert temp. So again reload this. So you all can see here the file, there is error, so control shift I for console. Now temp has already been declared, so it will not run. It's showing the error because cannot redeclare blocked scope variable temp. So as you all know that we cannot redeclare the already declared value with the help of let, but with the help of var it will run fine. So let me comment this, and if I run this, okay, so I have to comment this also, and it will run fine. Prem Verma is taken. So I hope this is clear. So let's move to next point. So now where variables can be declared below their use. Okay, so listen very carefully. So where declares are defined from the beginning of the function, no matter where the definition is. Okay, so this concept is called hoisting because where are hoisted or raised at the top of the function. So I'll come this point later. Okay, so now let's verify this. So let me comment this again, phrase. Okay, so now after it I'll be calling say hi, and then what will happen? So phrase is declared, phrase is assigned, and alert phrase. Let me open this. So Om Verma is printed. Okay, done. Now let me change one thing. So what if I do the phrase? What if I do the phrase after alert? I have declared the where phrase after. When I call this say hi, it will go here, it will assign the phrase, but I have not declared the phrase. Okay, so if I do alert phrase, what it will show? Okay, so let me show. Okay, so it's showing Om Verma. Isn't it too surprising that at the end of the function I have declared the phrase, but how it is accessing here? So here's the concept called hoisting. So this concept is called hoisting because all var are hoisted or raised at the top of the function. Means whatever variables declared inside the function is first get at the top of the function, means raised at the top, then it goes like accessing all the, like assigning the phrase, then it will show the, like it will show the notification in alert. Okay, so what if I change one thing as, so instead of this, okay, so let me remove this. If at previous code the code execution reached to the phrase, like phrase, where phrase, but in this part it actually, the if statement is false, it means that the code execution will never reach here, but still let's see what happens. So it's still showing the alert as Om Verma. It means that no matter that the scope will like the code execution will reach or not, but whatever variables which is declared inside that function is hosted at the top, then these executions will start. Okay, so let me do it where instead of let, so that you'll clear, like in this case there is no difference between where and let, so all variables are hosted at the top. Okay, so let me reload this, it's showing the same. Now let me do one more experiment. So the experiment is you all have to guess what it will be printed. Okay, so alert, and I'll be printing phrase phrase, and then I'll be declaring where phrase is equals to, now just guess it what it will print. Okay, so let me open it document. Okay, so it is printing undefined. Why it is so? Okay, so let me tell you, declarations are hosted but assignments are not. Why and how? So declaration of where phrase, it means that it will reserve it, like okay, so phrase is already declared no matter where it is declared, but it's there, so you can use it. But phrase is defined assigned as Om Verma, it doesn't know. At the initial stage it doesn't know. That's why it is said that declarations are hosted but assignments are not. So when assignment will only be initialized when it comes to this line 43, then only it will be possible to assign this. But before, if you try to assign at line 43 and try to access the same value which is assigned at line 41, then it will be not possible. Okay, so let me change one thing. So declarations will be hosted at the top, no matter where the declaration is. It should be here or it should be at the last, no matter, but it's still undefined. So declaration are hosted, but assignment will only be possible if the code execution will reach at that particular point or that particular line, then it will be possible to assign the value, and after it will show. If I do the phrase, okay, so let me reload this. So the first it is undefined, then I'll do okay, then it will show Om Verma. Okay, so as the code says. Now let me revise the points. Okay, so where has no block scope, where has no block scope, it means that if I try to access the where outside the scope which is not function scope, then it is possible to access the where variable. Okay, but if we try to access the where variable, let's say where is declared, where name is declared inside the function, and if I try to access the name outside the function, that it will not be possible. Okay, so let me move to second point. I hope this point is clear. Okay, so the second point is var tolerates redeclaration. As I have explained you that if I declare the name as var name is equals to om, then var name is equals to prem, then it is possible to redeclare the variable with the use of var keyword, and the first value will be ignored, the recent one will be taken. Okay, so same here points. And if we do this with the help of let, then it will show the error, because it will show that the name variable is already declared, so you cannot redeclare the same variable name with the help of let. Now after that, var variables can be declared below their use. It means that if I try to access the var variable here, okay, but I have defined the var variable like var phrase here and try to access upward, then it will be possible, we can access it because it is hosted at the top when the function starts. Okay, but one important thing is declarations are hosted but assignments are not. With this example, it means that this declaration will only be possible when the code execution will reach to line 45. If we try to access the phrase before the assignment part, then it will show undefined. Okay, so I hope till this point it is clear. Now let's move further. Okay, so now let's move to const. Okay, so to declare a constant unchanging variable, we use a const instead of let. Okay, so let me do one thing. So let me do this const const name is equals to Om Verma, and if I name it as, then what it will show, alert. Okay, so let me reload it. Okay, so it's not showing any output, so let me open the console. Okay, so assignment to a constant variable is not allowed, means once I have declared the const variable, then assignment is not allowed. Okay, so if I do let, then I think it will work. Okay, so Prem Verma is printed, means if it is reassigned, then the new value will be taken. But if I do const, then it is not allowed. But if I comment it, then it will show. Okay, so let me Om Verma. Okay, so it works fine. But if I do the reassignment, then it is not allowed in this. So I hope the const is also clear. And so let's move to next point as it is just like let, but the value of the variable can't be changed. Okay, so I hope this is clear. The difference between var, const, and let. By the way, the let keyword is most frequently used and most like it is safe to use let every time, because you all can see that var can be accessed outside the block scope. It depends on the use case how you want to differentiate, but my main goal is to make you understand that what are the main points of var and like var, let, and const. So I hope this is clear. So let's move to next concept. Okay, so now let's see some data types. So let message is equals to hello. First I'll be writing hello. Now if I want to change this and store some numbers, so we can do that. me $s a g message is equals to 123, and then okay, so we can assign it like this. And then if I write console.log, then let's see what happens. So let me open the document, control shift I for open the console. Then we can see that it is printing 123. Okay, so now let's move to next point. Okay, so we can also give like point values. So before this, let me do message is equals to 1.23. So what it will show, you can see that 1.23. Okay, so the next data type is string. So how to assign a string value? So let me do it as, let me assign to message only. Message is equals to, now if I want to do console.log message, then it will be printing? It will be printing Om Verma, you all can see. Now what if I want to do this way, console.log. Okay, so I want to print my name is, then I want to print that message. So let me write message. So I want Om Verma here in message, but how I can do? So it's printing now message. So it's very simple. Instead of double quote, use backtick. Okay, use backtick, and in this use that curly braces and dollar sign. Okay, so now it will whatever message value contains, it will print here. Okay, so let's see. So let me save this. Let me go here. So it's showing me my name is Om Verma. If I want to change this as Prem, then it will be showing my name is framework. Okay, so these all things are basic things. So let's move forward. Another thing, check is equals to true. Okay, so console dot log check. With this we can give true. Okay, so console dot log. So with this we can assign a boolean variable, it is giving true. Now let's move forward. Now we can also assign the boolean variable like this, as flag is equals to 4 is greater than 1. So it will print as console.log flag, and you all have guessed it right, it will be printing true because 4 is greater than 1. Let's see, it is printing true. Now what if I give 4 is less than 1? So what should it give? False, because 4 is not like less than 1. So boolean is also clear. And we can also define some values. Let age is equals to null. So what if I do console.log age, then it will be printing null. But what if I don't give null, and if I want to just assign it let age to, just declare it, and console dot log age 2, then what it will be giving? It will give the undefined value because it is undefined. So I hope this is clear. Okay, so now let's see some ways by which we can perform the interaction with the users. So there are three ways by which we can interact with the user. So the first one is alert, the second one is prompt, and the third one is confirm. So let's see one by one how we can use this. So let me comment all these things. So what is the multi-line comment? Control Shift A. Okay, so let's move next. Okay, so the first one is alert, which you have already seen. So if I want to perform hello, then what it will be printing hello. Okay, let me close this. So let me reload this. So it is showing hello. Now the next way to interact is prompt. So let me do one thing. Let me comment this now. Let result is equals to, for prompt, what is the syntax here? You have to give the title and the default value. Okay, so what I am going to do here is your age. Okay, now default I am giving as 10. Now console dot log users age is, now I have to use the result here. So what I have explained you how to use that like dynamically how to use that value. So always wrap it in the curly braces, and before that use the dollar value. Okay, and one more thing what you have to do, it will not work with double quotes, you have to use the backtick. So let me remove this and do the backtick. Now it will work. So let's see how it is giving. By the way, it is the default value, it will ask with the user. Let's say okay, so I'll do okay. So let me reload this. Okay, so here is the spelling mistake, so prompt. Okay, so let me reload this. So it's giving asking for what is your age, and the default value which we have given is 10. So if I want to change, and I'll be giving the age, let's say it is 23. So if I do okay, then control shift I, so user's age is 23. Let me reload it again. So what's your age? Let's say I'm giving it as 50. So as soon as I do as 50, it will be giving user's age is 50. Okay, so I hope this is also clear, like how to use the prompt. Now the next one which we have to explore is the confirm. Okay, so how we are going, confirms also works the same way, but the difference is in this we can give the default value anything what we want, but in confirm we only want the result as true or false. Okay, so let me comment this. So let result is equals to confirm bracket, the question is, so are you above 18 question mark, and I'll be using this result as console.log user. So I'll be user allowed if it is true or false. Okay, so let me do it in the console, in the browser. Okay, so it is asking that are you above 18? If I print okay, so users allowed means true. Okay, let me reload this. So are you above 18? If I do cancel users allowed, it is false. So confirm uses the true false. Okay, so let me revise it. With the help of alert, whatever message we want to pass in alert, we can pass it, and simply it will show the notification alert as hello. Now coming to prompt. So in prompt, I want to give the title that enter your age, and what is the default value which I want to show in the text box as 10. So it will show 10, but we are completely independent to give our own values. So if I want to give as 23, 50, 40, so we can give the value and it will show. Now moving to confirm. So this will only give take the value as true or false, nothing else. So I hope this is also clear. This one, alert, prompt, and confirm. So from next we'll be covering all the operators, logical operators, functions, and switch statements. So in further videos I'll be explaining more concepts of fundamentals JavaScript. So next part will be part 2. This is part 1 of JavaScript fundamentals, and I hope this is clear to you. So thank you for watching and having patience. So thank you.